Welcome back to the Expensive Coins History channel, where history meets numismatics. If you're a collector, a treasure hunter, or simply someone who's ever held spare change and wondered, is this worth more than 25 cents? Then you're in the right place. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most commonly overlooked yet surprisingly intriguing coins in modern American currency, the 1987 no-mint Mark Washington quarter. We'll explore its origins, mintage, design, rarity, grading value, and, most importantly, what it might be worth in today's 2025 coin market. So buckle up, and let's unlock the secrets behind this everyday coin that could be worth more than you think. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington. Designed by sculptor John Flanagan, the coin features the left-facing profile of America's first president on the obverse, with the word "Liberty" inscribed above, "In God We Trust," to the left, and the year of minting at the bottom. By 1987, the Washington quarter had become a familiar face in American currency. However, it was still made of the copper-nickel-clad composition introduced in 1965, replacing the earlier 90% silver content used in quarters prior to that year. The 1987 quarter retained the classic design with no major changes, but what makes it interesting lies in its minting details, and the absence of a mint mark. When you look closely at most coins, you'll see a small letter denoting where the coin was minted. A D stands for Denver, an S for San Francisco, and a P for Philadelphia. But on some coins, especially from certain years, you won't see any letter at all. Enter the 1987 no-mint Mark Washington quarter. Contrary to what some people might assume, the absence of a mint mark does not always indicate an error. In fact, for the Philadelphia Mint, leaving out a mint mark was standard practice for many years. In 1987, quarters were produced at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints for circulation. Philadelphia minted coins did not bear a mint mark, while Denver quarters were stamped with a D. So, when you come across a 1987 quarter without any mint mark, chances are it came from Philadelphia, and it's not necessarily a mistake, but as with all coins, not every detail is cut and dry. Some rare varieties and errors from any mint can turn a seemingly ordinary coin into a small fortune. In terms of total production, 1987 was a heavy year for quarter minting. The United States Mint produced hundreds of millions of quarters that year across multiple facilities. Philadelphia alone struck well over 500 million Washington quarters in 1987. That sheer volume makes the majority of these coins extremely common, especially in circulated condition. It also means that most 1987 no-mint mark quarters found today in pocket change, coin jars, or even old collections carry only their face value. However, as with most coins, condition is everything. The value of a 1987 quarter can change dramatically depending on whether it has been heavily used or preserved in pristine condition since it left the mint. Let's revisit the physical features of this coin. The obverse, or head side, showcases the iconic bust of George Washington, framed by the inscriptions, "Liberty, in God We Trust," and the year, 1987. The reverse displays an American eagle with wings spread, perched on a bundle of arrows and flanked by olive branches, symbolizing both strength and peace. Surrounding the eagle are the inscriptions, "United States of America, E Pluribus Unum," and $quarter. The coin is composed of a copper core clad in a layer of copper-nickel alloy. It weighs 5.67 grams, has a diameter of 24.26 millimeters, and features a reeded edge. While the design is standard, any variation, no matter how small, can significantly impact the coin's desirability and value. Let's now explore what sets some of these coins apart from the rest. Although the majority of 1987 no-mint mark quarters are standard issues, some rare errors and varieties do exist and are worth hunting for. Among the most desirable are double die obverse, DDO. This occurs when the coin's design is struck twice, creating a shadowed or doubled appearance in the lettering or date. Off-center strikes. A misalignment during the striking process can cause parts of the design to be missing or partially stamped. Depending on the percentage of the off-center strike and whether the date is visible, these coins can fetch higher premiums. Clipped planchets. Coins with visible clips or missing sections due to manufacturing defects can also be collectible. Die cracks or cuds. Raised lines or blobs where metal fills in cracks in the die can make a coin more appealing to error collectors. Each of these errors is unique, and values can vary widely depending on the severity and visibility of the defect. Coin grading plays a crucial role in determining a coin's value. Grading is typically done on the Sheldon scale, which ranges from 1 to 70. A 1987 quarter in circulated condition, falling somewhere between grades 4 and 58, will generally be worth face value. In mint state grades, such as MS60 to MS63, the coin might sell for slightly more than face value, perhaps 50 cents to $1. Coins graded MS64 or MS65, with minimal marks and strong luster, can command $1 to $5. Once you reach MS66, values increase significantly. These coins often bring in $20 to $50. In the top-tier grade of MS67, which is extremely rare for 1987 Philadelphia quarters, values can climb into the hundreds of dollars, with some exceptional examples fetching more at auctions. The scarcity of high-grade examples is due to the high mintage and rapid circulation. Finding an untouched 1987 quarter with perfect surfaces, strong strike, and no post-mint damage is a tall order, but not impossible. Now, let's talk numbers. As of 2025, here's how the market generally values 1987 no-mint Mark Washington quarters, circulated condition, 25 cents to $0.35 mint state 60 to 63, around 50 cents to $1 mint state 64 to 65, $1 to $5 mint state 66, up to $50 mint state 67, $200 to $400 or more, depending on the coin's eye appeal, strike quality, and demand among collectors. Error coins, depending on the type and visibility, these can range anywhere from $10 to over $500. It's important to remember that coin values can fluctuate with market trends, collector interest, and population reports from major grading services. Demand for high-grade modern coins has been steadily increasing, which means that even common coins, when found in exceptional condition, can surprise you with their value. If you believe you have a 1987 no-mint Mark quarter in mint state condition, or if it shows an unusual error, it might be worth getting it professionally graded. However, grading can be costly, with fees that often exceed the value of most modern coins unless they're in the highest tiers. Before submitting a coin, carefully examine it under magnification, compare it with photos of known high-grade examples, and consider consulting with a local dealer or experienced collector. So there you have it, the 1987 no-mint Mark Washington quarter. While most are common and only worth 25 cents, some are hiding in plain sight with the potential for far greater value. Whether you're searching through rolls, examining old coin jars, or inherited a collection, keep an eye out for those pristine examples or unusual anomalies. You never know when a coin you thought was ordinary could turn out to be extraordinary. The 2004 mint Mark Washington quarters. While these coins might seem like ordinary pocket change at first glance, some of them are worth far more than 25 cents, and a few rare varieties have sold for thousands of dollars. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting your journey in coin collecting, this is one video you won't want to miss. The year 2004 marked the 6th year of the United States Mint's monumental 50-state quarters program. This program was created to honor each of the 50 states with unique reverse designs on the traditional Washington quarter. These coins were released in the order that the states ratified the Constitution or were admitted into the Union. In 2004, 5 states were honored: Michigan, Florida, Texas, Iowa, and Wisconsin. All 5 designs were released in a carefully planned sequence throughout the year. Each of these quarters featured the same obverse, George Washington's profile, but boasted unique and highly symbolic reverse designs that captured the essence of each state. All quarters minted in Philadelphia during this year bear the P mint mark, located just to the right of Washington's ponytail. The Philadelphia Mint produced hundreds of millions of these coins, making them widely available across the country. Let's briefly explore the design elements featured on each of the 2004 state quarters, as these artistic choices can influence collector interest and potential value. The Michigan quarter showcases the state's outline and the surrounding Great Lakes, emphasizing Michigan's deep connection with water and geography. The Florida quarter features a Spanish galleon, a sabal palm tree, and the space shuttle, representing the state's rich history, natural beauty, and its role in space exploration. The Texas quarter proudly displays the Lone Star, an iconic symbol of the state's independence, set against an outline of Texas and a lariat rope border. The Iowa quarter features a classic one-room schoolhouse with a teacher and students planting a tree, symbolizing the state's commitment to education and agriculture. The Wisconsin quarter displays a dairy cow, a round of cheese, and an ear of corn, a tribute to Wisconsin's agricultural heritage and status as America's dairyland. Each design was not only a tribute to state pride but also a functional piece of circulating history. The Philadelphia Mint produced each of these quarters in extremely high numbers. Mintage figures for each design ranged from over 200 million to nearly 250 million coins. With so many coins produced, the majority of 2004 P. Washington quarters are considered common, especially in circulated condition. As a result, most examples that have been in general circulation, displaying visible wear and loss of luster, are typically worth only their face value, 25 cents. But the story doesn't end there. Value begins to increase when condition and rarity come into play. Let's talk numbers. In circulated condition, a typical 2004 P quarter, whether it's from Michigan, Florida, Texas, Iowa, or Wisconsin, is usually only worth its face value. Coins that have been used in everyday commerce, passed from hand to hand, and show moderate wear generally do not carry any premium for collectors. However, coins that remain in mint state condition, meaning they have never been circulated and retain their original shine and detail, can be worth more. These are coins that have been carefully preserved since minting, often stored in rolls, bags, or protective holders. Mint state grades range from MS-60 to MS-70, with values increasing based on eye appeal, luster, and absence of marks. At MS-63 to MS-65, these coins may be worth a few dollars each. As the grade climbs to MS-67 and beyond, values may range anywhere from $10 to $30 per coin, sometimes more, depending on the specific state and collector demand. Remember, even though mintage was high, coins in pristine condition remain much harder to find over time. Among all 5 quarters released in 2004, one stands out above the rest: the Wisconsin quarter minted in Philadelphia. This coin is famous in numismatic circles due to an accidental and now legendary error known as the extra leaf variety. On some of these quarters, there appears to be an additional leaf near the base of the ear of corn on the reverse side. This error comes in 2 distinct forms, one known as the extra leaf high, and the other as the extra leaf low, based on the position of the extra leaf in relation to the corn husk. So how did this happen? It is believed that during the minting process, a foreign object or accidental tool mark created an impression on the die, resulting in this unusual leaf feature. Because it was not part of the intended design, only a relatively small number of coins were struck before the error was corrected. These error coins are highly sought after by collectors and can sell for significant amounts depending on condition. Worn specimens may start around $30 to $50. Higher grade uncirculated examples regularly sell for several hundred. Professionally graded mint state examples can command values ranging from $1,000 to several $1,000s, with top-grade coins reaching $5,000 to $6,000 or more at auction. If you find a 2004 Wisconsin quarter, take a close look at the corn husk. You might be holding one of the most valuable modern U.S. quarters ever released into circulation. As we step into 2025, market demand for state quarters remains stable, especially for well-preserved examples and varieties with unique features like mint errors or rare strike anomalies. The bulk of circulated 2004 quarters still trade at or near face value, but collectors continue to hunt for high-grade coins and specific varieties to complete their state quarter sets. The most consistent interest lies in coins graded MS 67 or higher, which are often submitted to professional grading services, Wisconsin extra leaf error varieties, which maintain a strong collector base and consistent demand, full state quarter collections in uncirculated condition, which can appeal to new collectors entering the hobby. The current outlook suggests that premium values will continue to climb slowly for the top-end coins, particularly as pristine examples become increasingly scarce. Coins that were once overlooked in pocket change are now viewed as historic keepsakes. If you're just starting out or looking to add to your collection, here are a few tips to keep in mind. Inspect every 2004 quarter, especially Wisconsin, for signs of error varieties. Use magnification when examining details, especially on the corn leaf of the Wisconsin quarter. Store coins properly to preserve condition. Use coin flips, holders, or albums that are free of PVC and other harmful chemicals. Consider grading if you believe your coin is in exceptional condition or if you suspect you have an error variety. Stay updated with coin shows, forums, and hobby groups to remain aware of market trends. The story of the 2004 Washington quarter is a reminder that history and hidden value can be found in the most unexpected places, even in the change you carry in your pocket. The 2000 Mint Mark Washington quarter. This video will explore the coin's historical background, minting details, key varieties and errors, collector interest, and its current market value as of 2025. So whether you're a beginner trying to understand if that quarter in your change is worth more than face value, or a seasoned collector building a state quarter set, this comprehensive guide is for you. The year 2000 marked the second year of the United States Mint's 50 State Quarters program, which was a massive success in American numismatics. The program was launched in 1999 and ran through 2008, honoring each of the 50 states with a unique design on the reverse of the Washington quarter. In 2000, 5 new state quarters were released: Massachusetts, Maryland, South Carolina, New Hampshire, and Virginia. Each of these quarters shared the same obverse design, which featured the familiar portrait of George Washington, originally created by John Flanagan in 1932. However, the reverse side was customized for each state, making these coins extremely popular not only among collectors but also with the general public. The coins were issued in the order that the states ratified the Constitution or were admitted into the Union. Now, let's focus specifically on the quarters minted in Philadelphia in the year 2000, easily identified by the small letter P located on the obverse of the coin, to the right of Washington's ponytail. These coins are referred to as the 2000 Washington quarters, and they were produced in the hundreds of millions for each state, making them extremely common in circulation. However, as is often the case in coin collecting, commonality does not always mean low value. When it comes to coins, condition, mint errors, and rarity of varieties can significantly impact value, and that's where things start to get interesting. Let's go over each of the 5 state quarters from the year 2000 that were minted in Philadelphia. The first is the Massachusetts State Quarter. It features a design that depicts the Minuteman statue, a symbol of American colonial resistance, over an outline of the state. This coin is known for its simplicity and historic symbolism. Next, the Maryland quarter shows the Statehouse Dome in Annapolis, which is the oldest still-in-use legislative building in the United States. Surrounding it are white oak leaves and the text, "The Old Line State." South Carolina's quarter design includes a palmetto tree, the state bird, the state flower, and an outline of the state itself. It's one of the more complex and crowded designs. New Hampshire's coin features the Old Man of the Mountain, a rock formation that was an iconic natural landmark before its collapse in 2003. Finally, Virginia's state quarter honors the Jamestown settlement with a depiction of the three ships, Susan Constant, Godspeed, and Discovery, that brought the first English settlers to the New World in 1607. All of these designs were struck on planchets composed of a clad composition, outer layers of copper, nickel bonded to an inner core of pure copper, making them durable for circulation but not composed of any precious metals. Each coin weighs 5.67 grams and measures 24.26 millimeters in diameter, despite being made in massive quantities, each with hundreds of millions of coins issued. The market for these coins remains active in 2025. But the real value lies in condition and scarcity. Coins in average circulated condition typically fetch no more than their face value, which is 25 cents. However, examples in mint state condition, particularly in high grades like MS66, MS67, or even MS68, can demand higher prices among collectors and investors. A coin graded MS65 or higher indicates that the quarter is in nearly perfect condition, showing no signs of wear and only a few minor contact marks or blemishes. Quarters from 2000 that achieve such high grades are often submitted to professional grading companies and encapsulated in tamper-proof holders. While MS65 examples may sell for only a couple of dollars, MS67 and MS68 graded coins can fetch significantly more, especially if they are condition rarities. Among the most notable of these is the famous mule error discovered in 2000. A mule error occurs when a coin is struck using mismatched dies. In this case, the error was created when the obverse die of a Washington quarter was accidentally paired with the reverse die of a Sacagawea dollar. The coin was struck on a golden-colored dollar planchet, resulting in a visually stunning and highly valuable mistake. Only a few dozen examples of this error are known to exist, and they have sold for astonishing prices, sometimes exceeding six figures at auction. These coins are the crown jewels of modern error collecting and are highly sought after by both coin specialists and general collectors alike. Other errors on 2000p quarters include off-center strikes, double dies, broad strikes, die clashes, and clipped planchets. While not nearly as valuable as the mule error, these coins can still command premiums depending on severity and visual appeal. Even minor doubling on letters or features can attract error collectors, especially if it is dramatic or easily visible to the naked eye. Die varieties also play a role in the collectability of 2000p quarters. For example, certain Maryland and South Carolina quarters show signs of double dies, while some Virginia quarters display repunched mint marks. These varieties may not be officially recognized in all pricing guides, but they are actively traded within the error and variety collecting communities. As mentioned, average circulated examples are only worth face value. However, uncirculated coins can range from a few cents above face value to several dollars, depending on condition and eye appeal. Mint sets and original rolls are especially attractive to collectors seeking higher quality coins for their albums or investment portfolios. High-grade certified coins in MS67 or above can fetch anywhere from $20 to $300 or more, depending on population reports and market demand. Coins with rare errors, such as off-center strikes or double dies, can bring in anywhere from $25 to several $100s, depending on severity and prominence. And of course, the rare mule-era coins remain in an entirely different league, with values comfortably sitting in the tens of thousands or more. It's also worth noting that public interest in coin collecting has seen a resurgence in recent years, thanks in part to social media, YouTube, and mainstream media coverage of rare coin finds. This trend has helped increase awareness of modern coin eras and varieties, leading to stronger market prices for top-tier examples. If you're looking to search for valuable 2000p quarters, your best bet is to examine coin rolls from banks, old pocket change, or original US Mint sets from the year 2000. Always examine coins under magnification and good lighting to check for errors or unique characteristics. Submitting promising finds to professional grading services can increase their marketability and long-term value. To sum things up, the 2000p Washington quarter may not be rare in the traditional sense, but the potential for value lies in the details. Whether it's a high-grade example, a striking mint error, or a once-in-a-lifetime mule discovery, there's still plenty of hidden treasure waiting to be found in these coins. So take a second look at your change, check those old rolls, and keep your eyes peeled. That humble quarter in your hand could be worth a lot more than 25 cents. Thanks for watching this deep dive into the 2000p Washington quarter. If you found this video informative or inspiring, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss future coin guides and collecting insights. Leave a comment below if you've ever found a rare 2000 quarter or have a story to share. Until next time, keep collecting, keep learning, and as always, happy hunting.